Shabbat is a sign, forever it remains, from the rising of the sun till it sets again. YAHUAH has spoken, His word never fades. We rest, we remember, His command is unchanged. Now for the nations, they never obeyed. They profaned the day and walked away. But Yahusha, called by His name, turn back, return, no more shame. Yahuah's word is truth, it stands so strong. If you love Him, then you'll walk along. No buying, no selling, no worldly ways. Just delight in Him and keep His ways. How you changed the bitter to sweet. I've seen your hand provide what I needed. It's a wonder only you can complete. I expect the unimaginable. YAHUAH works the incredible, far beyond what I ask or dream. My life is a wonder unseen. YAHUAH can do anything, anything He chooses. Nothing's impossible. Anything, anything He chooses. Nothing's impossible. How your touch healed the broken. I read how your garment restored the weak. I felt how your love lifts me from shame, giving strength when I'm weak. I believe the unimaginable. YAHUAH works the incredible. More than I ask, think, or imagine. My life is a wonder through Him. YAHUAH can do anything, anything He chooses. Nothing's impossible. Can do anything, anything He chooses. Nothing's impossible. What you will, when you will, how you will too. You're all powerful. What you will, when you will, how you will too. You're in control. Nothing's impossible for YAHUAH to do. For YAHUAH. Yahusha said, do not be afraid. Trust in Yahuwah, my promise is made. In my Father's house there's room for you. I go to prepare a place that's true. When the road feels lonely and hope seems far, look to the Shamayim, see the guiding star. Oh yeah, you're chosen, never alone. Yahusha's love will bring you home.
Ask and you will give, seek and you will find. There's nothing better than the living God. There's nothing better than the living God. Ask and you will give, seek and you will find. There's nothing better than the living God. There's nothing better.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to THC with Mark and Kim. So glad you could join us today. On today's program, we're going to continue to talk about Matthew's Gospel, if you will, chapter 23. We're also going to talk about a little bit of chapter 24 regarding the time. That time is very important for us to know. There's a lot that has happened since you and I have been born on this planet. And one of the questions that I posed last week and the week before is, why did Rome put so much effort, just so much effort into removing the name and removing the calendar and getting us off the right system? And the answer to that is very important for you to know and very important for you to even discover the truth, because in that truth, freedom is going to come, liberty is going to come. And more importantly, everything the enemy has set up will get destroyed and wiped out right before you the moment that you know that you know that you know. Yes, you're going to have to believe in his name. It's not just saying the name, it's believing that name and having faith in that name, because once you do, your eyes open up, your ears open up, and it's not like you are discovering his name, you're remembering it. Well, it has always been there. Scripture let us know in the book of Isaiah that he will cause his children to remember his name. He didn't say he would cause them to remember.
Echo.
I think I was wondering, can they hear me?
Your mic ain't on. Your mic ain't on. I knew something. Why are we in an echo?
Okay, you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Why y'all tell me you couldn't hear me?
I was listening like, why is I can't hear it in my ear? He got me over here. Y'all see me looking around like I'm looking like, what's
wait
going
a minute.
I'm like, everything's
Okay, wait a minute. Let me. I'm gonna start over in just a minute. Hold on, you guys, because that was good.
That was good.
All right. Wait a minute. I started going there, and I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on.
Oh, that was funny.
That was funny. Maybe you should cut it off and come back on, huh? No.
No, you could hear it. You just sounded like you was.
It sounded like I was in a box there. Huh? Okay, hold on.
But the question was, why did Rome?
Yeah.
keep.
Why did Rome? Why did Rome absolutely put us and control the name, control the narrative? And a lot of times when people were thinking of the word Rome, it seems so far at a distance, but everything that Rome did, they're continually to do right here in the United States. Everything you see, all the entire systems, your court systems, everything is Rome. Everything is Rome. They just don't call it Rome. Why should they call it Rome? Because then you would defend it. You would come against it. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be, you look at the king from a distance and you say, I'm not part of the king over there, but you are. You're 100% are. That's why they call themselves lords. And so whenever time you announce Lord, you're referencing him first because he is the Lord of Buckingham Palace. Right? So anyway, we started off today talking about why did Rome do such a clever job, if you will, in calendars and dates. And so we're going to continue studying Matthew 23, and then we're going to go right into Matthew 24. And again, we read Matthew 24 back last year, but we're going to go into it a little bit just to show you on how each study just falls right into order. Right into order. Now, Kim had said something, and I want to bring this back because going back to some things that we had talked about, we had, at the end of the last program, we had got into the very end of, right at verse 15 of Matthew 23. And we were showing you how Yahusha, how he dealt with the church people in those days. And he dealt with those church people in those days based on an agreement. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, an agreement, not a church agreement, not somebody else's agreement, not anybody's perception of what everything should be. But the original agreement that came between Moses or Moshe and Jacob, the main individuals in whom the covenant was for. Then as a result of that, then anybody else or whosoever would believe or want to be a part of that, they could benefit as well. But that covenant was only cut by the finger of YAHUAH. It's the only agreement that has ever been given to man in the Shahamim. There's no other agreement that has ever been given. It just came through that right there. That covenant is what brought Yahusha into the earth realm. That's why he had to fulfill it. And to fulfill that, we had to honor his name. And we had to take that day of rest, which is, by the way, coming. You're going to know about it before the end of the show. So let's get into it. Thank you guys for watching. And you're watching a great show today. And I'm pretty excited about it. We got some announcements, though. You want to make those announcements?
Do I have on me? Oh, yes. Let's make some announcements. Oh, this is a good one because, one, if you are new here, welcome and thank you for joining THC, where YAHUAH reigns and has total full fulfillment on what he wants to do in THC. Also, to those that have been committed, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, the mailing address, our new mailing address is on our website, and you can go there and write it down if you're sending in your offering or anything that, like letter or whatever, use that address. Also, if you want to email us, that is also accessible through our website. And another thing, December, the whole month of December, all the way up to January.
Right.
First week of January, we have taken time off to get in order for ourselves what we need done concerning one, that THC broadcast and all that good stuff, and just to take a break on what we need to rest and do what we need to do for our lives. We do it every year. It has nothing to do with the holiday that y'all thinking about. We're not even thinking about that. We've been doing this for years, and we want those that are new to know that December all the way up to the first week of January, there will be no shows on at all.
Yeah.
We are taking a break, and we encourage you to take that opportunity to go back and listen to the message that you have missed to get caught up, because when we start, we're going to start with on the ground running, as we always do. So we want you guys to make sure that you get caught up if you missed anything. And with that, I don't think there is no other announcements that I have.
Okay.
No, there's no other announcements. Oh, and also make sure if you guys are not those that have friends that want to watch but they don't like going through YouTube, they can also go to the website and watch it live as well, because some don't like to set up, these apps and stuff. So let them know they are encouraged to go there. We have fixed some couldn't watch, so we fixed all of that. So you can now watch on our website for those friends that don't have apps. They could go there to watch as well.
Yeah. Okay. And again, everything that you're saying. So there's a lot of great things that is happening with Yah's children, and so my mind is racing between announcements and what Yah's doing in Earth Realm with the final days. When we see people say we're living in the last days, there has to be proof. Mm-hmm. Today we're going to talk about that proof a little bit, and this is what I meant by something great things are going to happen. There are some scriptures that I didn't know when they were going to come to pass. Mm-hmm. But today we're going to give you proof that you don't even need to pick up this to see it. Mm-hmm. It's proof. And all you got to do is know it, because knowing it is the sealing. So today, prepare to be sealed with something that only your eyes and ears can see. I'll say it again, only your eyes and ears can see. Mm-hmm. And it's just glorious, because when Yah tells you something and and then it comes to pass right in front of you. Mm-hmm. Wow. Again, when we first came on, I was talking about how wicked the world was.
Right. And how they placed the children of Yah in a system and calendar system that it affects.
Counter system, a legal system,
yes.
Educational system, a health system, like
mm-hmm.
science system. All these systems that they put us in,
mm-hmm.
they are designed to basically come against the children of Yahuwah. Mm-hmm. They're not designed just to make money.
Right.
They're designed to absolutely control, stop, slow down, and try to literally, remember when Yahuwah said kill them all? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They know that was their grandparents. Mm-hmm. So now they're trying to flip that role again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They don't want the children of Yahuwah around. Mm-hmm. So they confuse them. Like you said today, like just a real simple thing. Where are the boats at? Mm-hmm. For the people that, right. Was supposed to be there. Because, one thing about Satan's kids, they like to put their name on everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? Why are you trying to create a patent to create a sun? Mm-hmm. Or a moon?
Right.
Why are you trying to do stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Why are you trying to control people from going outside the U.S.? Mm-hmm. Or going into Antarctica or going to other places? Who gave you that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What? So now they're attacking the educational system mm-hmm. in a way where, unless you want to know the education, unless you want to be educated, mm-hmm. you can't be educated. You can't get intelligence unless you're a seeker. The education's there, but you got to go after it now. But they're taking the parent, where back in our days we had the benefit of sitting with smart teachers and them being enthused about helping us become educated. Today, the kid can say, "I don't like the way she taught," and be done. Now it's a complaint. Now the whole school's in trouble. So the effort towards helping your children become more smarter in the future is not going to be there. Now, here's the reason why. If nobody knows how to research, they don't know what book to go to, how to research books, and they don't know how to research, then they'll never find the truth that will set them free. What will make them free? Am I going? I'm just listening to you. Because they won't be able to find the truth. And so what Caesar was always about was two things. The way Rome is designed is only on two systems: entertainment and food. And so to dummy down the system means that nobody can challenge the system that they control. There's nobody smart enough to be their type of doctors. They'll have their own schools for that. There's nobody smart enough to really, they'll take away how you farmed. I learned farming. Kids today don't know a clue about farming. They don't even know the seeds they're looking at. Right? So all these things that seem so simple is that in our system today, they took away things like ROP. I used to brag about ROP all the time. You took away home ec. Home ec. You used to learn how to sew, remember? Sew. You learn how to cook. They don't have that no more. Not in school, not in elementary, nothing. It's not because they can't afford it. They don't want it. The elites don't want it because they want you to understand only thing. Play sports. They put the highest number on sports. Okay, they put the highest number. It's not just sports. They put the highest number on entertainment. So everybody wants to go to entertainment. Get them all to want to be this entertainer. Get them all talking about they got a show. Get them all talking about they need to have podcasts. Get them all talking about that. Because they start chasing that. Get them all in that area of technical things, looking at that screen. Get them all going in that direction. In the meanwhile, they'll control the science, the technology, the military, the hospitals, everything else they'll control. And that's where they will poison you at and control the lifespan of everybody. And they get to determine who dies and who lives. And that's the system that they want. So they don't want you reading because they don't want you to understand statutory law or constitutional law. They don't want you to understand that. They don't want you to understand what medicine is. They don't want you to understand that. And that's what they're after. They're after your grandchildren. That's who they're after. And Yahusha.
Yeah. So now in today's school, as far as from elementary up, their focus is math. Make it as complicated as possible. So why? So you don't understand how to count your own money. Why you need all these different formulas to figure out something that's so simple? It's because to keep the mind in a cycle of confusion, to not allow the child that may not have that full capacity of understanding to keep him behind. It's all based on today's time, because when I was growing up, everybody had opportunity. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if you were a slow learner or a fast learner. You all had the opportunity to learn the same material.
Rome, if you didn't live inside of Rome's palace, you couldn't get educated with Rome's writers.
Right.
So there's only going to be, and should this continue, which is not going to, and that's the news I'm going to show you. If this continues down this road, and you take the next decade, and you take the next 20 years, if you will, the unborn today are going to be learning from your TikTok. Your TikTok.
I can put it this way: they are programming and shaping the youth today and the children today to become thieves, murderers, and liars.
Yeah, well, because that's easy.
No, because I'm saying because of how their system work. So what TikTokers, they're good at if you paid attention to TikTok, they have you selling like la la la, that fast movement, that hustle, that they teaching them that atmosphere, right? And then they'll dumb you down and take all of what you have and make you become a thief, because how are you going to survive if you don't have the basic necessities?
If you don't have the basic necessities,
you're going to become a thief.
And then
yes.
if you don't have the technology
or the education,
well, I'm going to come with you on that one.
Yeah.
If you don't have the knowledge or the expertise or the expertise, I wouldn't even say that's education.
Right.
If you just know how to take this gadget and use this gadget to make money, you're done.
Right.
And now here's a couple of things. Do you know? And China today, you can go in China today, and the majority of vehicles over there's only about 2% gas now. Gas, honey, you literally could your car. If you go to, like we go to a mall, we can pull in and pull out, right? And remember, you have to, sometimes you got to pay for the thing. You got to physically walk up and do it. Well, the electric cars today in China pull back into this parking stall. Well, on the ground, there's a little, what do you call it? The digital KRQ, whatever. You scan it, you pay.
CRQ.
Under your car is a plate.
That's now programmed to your credit card, to your ATM.
That if once you stop paying, once your bills due, it opens up and it will not let your car out. You can't even drive over it. Like if you had a gas car, you could just boom, 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 boom. But because you have an electric car, your car is stuck until you pay the bill. The guy was in the town. He was in China, and he's going, listen, and he stood out in the middle of the street and held his phone up. And you didn't hear people talk. You didn't hear nothing. It was just people moving back and forth. And he was saying to himself, this is insane. These people are so...
And it's not, because when we went to Germany, it was like that.
It was like, it was Germany like that.
Yeah.
And so they're already there. But what they have to offer is so on a different level. But notice this, that what we're talking about, Yeshua dealt with this in Matthew 23. It's just, you got to see it that way. What we've been talking about, and again, it deals with Yeshua dealing with those Sadducees and Pharisees that help this process along, because the social engineering has to come from them. That's why Rome used them. So the social engineering's got to unplug the people that would be the greatest threat to this social engineering, which would be the tribe of YAHUAH, which would be us. So YAHUAH said back in Isaiah 53, he says, don't worry about it. I will cause you to remember. This is what theologians hate. They want to say to you, religious people, Christian people, Muslim people, want to say to you and argue with you what you read, even though what you're reading is the wrong information from how they put it in there, but they want you to believe that engineering on how they used and manipulated. They want you to believe the manipulation. But they don't want you to communicate with YAHUAH. Don't communicate with YAHUAH. Communicate with what I wrote. Because this King James is right. Doesn't matter who he is.
Right.
So the social engineering today is so bad that back in the early 80s, corporate America wanted to take advantage of the children of YAHUAH. And you know what they did, right? And it's coming back in their face, but you got to see it, y'all. You got to see what I'm about to share with you. This is part of the social engineering. That's the word that we can use today that helps you best understand it. But it's the deception on how Lucifer is attacking the children of YAHUAH that are still using JC's name, and they can't get out of that system, because in that system of using the wrong name, the hospital, the legal system, all the systems, when they get tied to it, it's just going to swallow them up. And then they're just want to be, the only way out is to be a digital person, electric person, sports, entertainment. And that's the only way I'm going to see my way out of here. That's the only way I'm going to get it, or I'm going to steal.
Mm-hmm. 3 things they don't operate in. I'm telling you. Whether it's chaos, it doesn't matter. He only has 3 he can operate in. And within those 3, there's all type of other things that...
Their verticals all in there.
Yes.
And that's where we wrestle not against principalities, but we wrestle against these forces. And we and they're talking about, this government is the evil force that is oppressing the people. Mm-hmm. To the point, to what you talked about this morning. What did you talk about this morning about the prisons?
Oh, yeah. On what's going on with if you guys haven't paid attention, but now the private prisons are beginning to sue states because their prisons are not full because of whatever contract the states made. But at the same time, the states made different adjustments to their laws, which slowed down criminal activity.
Are you telling me
yes.
that there is a prison?
Prisons.
Okay, prisons.
Private prisons.
Private prison.
Mm-hmm.
And people own these private prisons.
Mm-hmm.
And they suing...
Private people own these prisons, yes.
What are they suing the state for? Because there ain't what? Bodies
in it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Why would I go into the prison business anyway? Oh!
I told you only 3 things.
Why would I go into the prison business? But see, this is under the nose
right.
of everybody. Nobody's hearing it. Mm-hmm. So the prison, Rome basically, the descendants of Rome, mm-hmm. want to enslave people. Mm-hmm. Who are they trying to enslave? Who they're trying to enslave? They're trying to stop somebody, hold somebody's future back. Then they get them in prison. Do you know the food that and then part of the food that they give them, they poison them.
Not nutritionist, right? No nutrients.
They even make them sterile, so they can't produce babies. Mm-hmm. They give the men certain kinds of meds that they have to take. So they're not sexually active. But it just basically makes them stop producing. It's intentional, people. Mm-hmm. It's population control. And they wanted to tie into the government to make it happen. And so Rome is constantly figuring out a way to poison us with chemtrails or whatever. And so Yeshua said that the root of this problem obviously is the love of money. But who did he deal with? He called them hypocrites. He said the Sadducees and Pharisees, because Rome will not grow. Rome will not do nothing without their religious leaders. And to prove that, they changed the dates and the times and the things. That's why they changed it. Because without knowing that agreement that Jacob made with Yahusha, they had to know that agreement, and they had to know it well. Mm-hmm. They knew it very well. They know that agreement so well that it's even in our calendar today. Mm-hmm. That agreement.
Yeah, and it's just that what's taking place is exactly what the book of Revelations has stated many times. But to understand and to live in it is different. To see, it's one thing reading it, but when now you get to see the actual writings in it before you come alive is different. So now you see how, what they do. Well, they dumb down the kids in certain demographics. They dumb down the education just enough to get you barely by. They dumb down as much as they can to keep you in bondage to the system, and so they can control you. When I was telling Mark this morning, I said, it's amazing how y'all told us to till the ground. And that didn't really smack me in the head until this morning. And when I noticed that all of us has become so dependent on grocery stores and providing our fruits and our vegetables and all that, that we forgot to till our own ground. And those are the type of things that we got to realize, that the reason why a lot of people are going hungry because we stopped tilling the ground, meaning we didn't no longer do our own vegetables, grow our own vegetables. I mean, growing up, we grew our own vegetables. I mean, I did.
Yeah, so you grow your own vegetables.
Yeah, so
and it's easy to find somebody who needs some.
right.
It was a hard thing
Right.
to bring the first fruit to, you know, it wasn't hard
Right.
to, you know, come in and give back. It was easy.
Right. But what I'm today, we lost the basic way of survival. Survival, the basic way of survival, which was taught during the days of Moses, in the days of Joseph, in the days of all those days of, it was important for us to understand that when we learn how do we don't even understand how the justice system work, because we're not even using the system.
Right. Well, and that's why you got to keep it on our side.
Okay.
And so this is why I want to go ahead and read. I want to
Yes.
go into this. And again, we took 30 minutes to try to go over this because it's so important, because that was not anything biblical. It's give you the knowledge of what's going on in the world system. Because when Yeshua dealt with in Matthew 23, it's all about dealing with the individuals that control the motives of Rome. At the very end of the day. And then when he goes into Matthew 24, the effects of 23 is in 24, in which we are seeing today. In fact, there's one scripture that actually, what are you doing?
Sorry, y'all, but we had to take.
We got a baby here.
What she got?
Y'all, okay, I got it.
You got it?
Okay, sorry about that.
We had
She like a little kid back there. You got it.
okay. So we're going to 24.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Matthew 24, and I'm gonna start. I don't want to go into because I was stuck. So I stuck, meaning that it's so good in Matthew 24. But I want to relate this to where we're coming out of the
And how
the day of rest.
and the day of rest, and how the system is now
It's
coming
it's
alive.
Coming alive. The system is coming alive with the day of rest
because of what took place in 23.
because of what took place in 23.
Now 24 is showing us how it's affecting
It's affecting everything else.
everything else.
So let's look at this. Can we go to verse 20? You can find verse 20 before you get there, find verse 20.
Okay, I'm already there.
Yeah, verse 20. Okay, so let's go
Okay.
to verse 20. And this is Matthew 24. And I want to make this preference. We've already went over Matthew 24. So you always want to start with the subject matter. When you're reading scriptures, you don't want to just jump all over the place. So understand that you usually go chapter by chapter, verse by verse. But we've dealt with this particular chapter. So those are teachings way before that. But this is after understanding the gift of YAHUAH, which is chapter 23 is all about. Chapter 23 is about, Yahusha talking to his students, and then looking right at the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the religious rulers of those days, and they enforced all these rules on people. But the Sadducees and the Pharisees in those days were protecting the government, kind of like what Christians do today. The preachers do today, pray for Israel, and they point it to a piece of dirt, right? And then they're over there murdering little babies, right? Under that term, those are God's people. Well, they are Satan's people. That's why you say God. But again, the Christians in America are doing the same thing that these Pharisees and Sadducees were doing back then, protecting Rome. That's who's the big push. Israel can do nothing without the push of Christian Zionism, or if that's what you want to call it. I don't know what Zionism is. Yeshua never said it, but that's the best way most people understand it. But that push is coming from our current day, where we live at, Christianity today, and all the preachers support that. And so they push the support of that, and that's why Netanyahu is doing what he's doing, because he's doing it with his Sadducees and Pharisees, Christian preachers, pushing Baal. And for that, Yeshua says this, verse 20, look at this. He says here in verse 20, and pray that your flight does not take place in winter or on the Shabbat or on the Sabbath right there. Okay? So he's constantly giving us clues. He says, for then there shall be great distress, such as has not been since the beginning of the world until this time, nor shall there ever be. So those are things that we're seeing today. You know, these, and he didn't describe that great distress, but we can see that, like in, Philippines, Jamaica. We can see the lands that are being impacted by it today. The hurricanes, all the stuff, the great distress on the nation. Okay. All right. And verse 22, pay attention to this, because I've been waiting for this to happen. Waiting for this one right here to happen. Watch this one, guys. Woo-hoo. It says, and if those days were not shortened, no flesh would be delivered. But for the sake of the chosen ones, somebody shout, I am chosen.
I'm chosen.
The days shall be shortened. Okay, come back here. Come to us right there. This is where we're going to park at. So, the days shortened. There is no evidence of this. How do you know a short day? How do you know? Is it possible for you to see it? Know it? Because if you did see it and know it, you'd be in that good spot. I'm so happy about it. But Caesar in Rome, they knew about this. Mm-hmm. This is why they gave you a 29-day calendar, so that you would never be able to identify when the Shabbat happened. And even in the Shabbat, Yah was shortened the days. Mm-hmm. So it would definitely never be just a Saturday, especially if he shortened the day. That would just go against the principle of Saturday. Right? If he shortened the day, then Saturday he wouldn't hit. Then that would go against what he said if it meant Saturday.
Right. And it would affect the 40 days.
It affect the Jew. It affect the all of them, because they say Saturday is the Sabbath. Mm-hmm. Well, if he shortened the day, in that shortness there will be no Saturday. Mm-hmm. So why would he do that? He would not do that. So what does it mean to shorten that day? And has it already happened? Mm-hmm. What is the proof of it?
Yep. I have the proof.
We got the proof. Mm-hmm. Just recently, the days have been shortened. Now, and how do you know? Because you go off a 40-day calendar. Okay. Now,
let me take my picture.
Now, let me say this, because I got the last 40 days. Okay.
You do have. I was going to do a picture and put it on the screen so they could see the
from 40 days to 40 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna go back to
Well, you can go to September.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
September.
And then I'm gonna do October.
Wait, because September
to I gotta do 2 screenshots. I gotta do September and October.
Yeah, because September, the first week of I think it was September 3rd or 4th.
I got it. I'm gonna.
Okay. Yeah, and you go from there. You count 40 days. You hit the 13th.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so while she's doing that, we did the 40 days from September until October 13th.
I'm going to do a few screenshots so you guys.
Yeah, from September. There you go. So we're gonna show this to you guys so you can see it in real time. Now, the Shabbat is actually now it's coming in. It's going to be this Tuesday, but it's under 40 days because the time
right.
It's under 40 days because the day had been shortened. Mm-hmm. Isn't that something? I don't know if y'all just heard what I just said. The day has been shortened.
Yeah. Hold on.
So the Shabbat is like day 37, I think 37 or 38. But the days were shortened. But now here's what's interesting. Now we're if we look at the full moon, right, which was on the 5th, and if we count the 5th, 40 more days for the 5th, we end up on the 15th of December. And pay attention to the 15th of December.
December.
Yeah, watch when we come into December.
Oh, wait. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we go 40 days from that. You actually land on their holiday, which is Hanukkah, which will land on the 15th, which will actually be 40-day cycle. Now, depending upon the shortened days, it will land there or it won't land there, but it should be on the 15th of December. This is so good, you guys. You can't mess this up. But right now, there's a day short. Right now, the days are shortened though, and it didn't go the full 40-day cycle for the Shabbat to show up on Tuesday, because you have to do it. You count 7 days after that. Now, all of that being said, that was the agreement back in Isaiah 58. When Yeshua said, or when YAHUAH told the children of Israel, hey, Moses, go talk to them. Tell me if they're going to agree to these terms, the first thing they got to do is honor my name. They didn't do that. That his name went right out their mouth. They started honoring a whole bunch of other deities. The scripture says mighty ones. That's how we ended up over here in the U.S. with the word God and Lord and Jesus and all that junk. But why we got here in the U.S. and ended up with that, then they turned around and took the calendar date from us. Because they're evil. And they want to take the calendar date because that has to do with our harvest, that has to do with our bodies, that has to do with our inheritance. So that takes our power away and our favor away that we are entitled to have. And then when they do that, then they put us in their system. And they enslave us, dummy down the education, put you in prison, make the system not work for you, give you medicine, shorten your life, give you 65 days or 65 years, and that's all they want to give you. They figure if they can get out of you everything and steal everything they got from you. So they don't teach you how to protect your assets because they're going to control your assets. They want to steal them for a lifetime. You are designed to labor and give all your money back without anything that you can keep and without anything you can transfer to your children's children. That is the system of Pharaoh. And he wants to do that silently while he's stealing your heritage rights, because if he can dummy you down and make sure you're not educated enough and make sure you don't have access, he can take your whole family empire. There's nothing left. Your retirement's not going to keep it. Everybody thinks, well, I just got this and that. No, he's got there's another system on top of that he can do to snatch it. And that is what he is designed to do. That's Pharaoh. Think about it. Your great-great-great-grandparents in front. Where's all their houses? Where are all their land? Where's all of that? Because Pharaoh has a system to steal it. That's Cain's kid. He's got a system to steal it, and he's going to continue to steal it and steal it and steal it. And then now, with the educational system that we can see, he's dumbing it down so that everybody would go after entertainment and be stuck online and entertainment and that's the only thing while he kills, steals, and destroys. And that is his goal. So when Yeshua was talking right there in Matthew 23, the cause to make that happen, the root that could really enforce it, was anybody that will steal our identity from the rule of the Father, written back there in the book of Exodus. The signature of YAHUAH. If we follow that, we would never need Rome's system. That Rome system would bow down to us. And that's what's happening to many of you today. As you get confidence in his name, as you develop confidence in his name, the stronger you develop confidence in his name, and you get to the day of rest. And you know that by looking at the moon, and and measuring it and having these conversations. And when you do that, the inheritance of Jacob will come your way. And here's how Yah said he would do it. He would draw men to you. He'd put people there. It can come with levels of promotion that you were not expecting. It can come with things that were hanging over you. Now that door opens up for you. You will be there and like something is working now. And it's because you know the name and you have the day of rest. And when you get to the day of rest, everything else begins to happen. And you get to the day of rest. And then remember the thing that Yeshua said in 23, Matthew 23. The wicked honor the tithe. Mm-hmm. But because the people of YAHUAH are bruised and broken, they don't want to do that no more. Because notice how Satan is playing it. He's getting everybody mad at, notice what, and I'm just not saying this, you can see it. He's getting everybody mad at all the black preachers. I'm just using it that way. The people that are of dark skin. And then with now that's for money. And then the white ones, he's getting everybody mad at them for all the child pornography and all the children. Because that's how they make their money is off children. They do children funds, children grants. They get money for children programs. So their majority of the white church is their money is behind the programs that they know how to get money through. But these individuals, they're child molesters. So you see a lot of big time preachers, child molesters that are mostly Caucasian. Then you see the black ones, they're over there doing that with the money. But notice Satan doesn't care what color they are. All he knows is that he wants to take the money back that he's given them. And then take the hearts of the people that are the children of YAHUAH and say, I got his name, I got the day of rest, but I don't want to do that other part. I don't want to tithe. I don't want to give off. I don't want to do that no more. And you just stop. And Satan's behind that. Yeshua said, wherever I place my name, that would be the place. That's that place. He called it a place. Are you guys getting this today? Mm-hmm. Are you getting that today? So you have to understand that that's what he's talking about. And that's why to bring up these things about days and Rome is important in the beginning, even though what we talked about in the beginning had nothing to do with what you're reading. It's giving you insight into the world system.
Right. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. And so did you see that first 40 in there?
Yeah, I want them to see.
Okay. So we're going to go to, let's park right here real quick and back up. So if you're just tuning in, because some people watch on the back end, this THC program, you're watching Mark and Kim. We're here today talking about the book of Matthew, chapter 23, in reference to a statement that was earlier made. And the statement had to do with why did Rome put so much effort into controlling what could never be controlled, which was the name of YAHUAH. Why was Rome so adamant about stopping that name? So that you don't get it. Rome didn't want you to get the name. Because if you got the name and you understood the day of rest and you kept continually to be in covenant with that, you would never be subject to Rome's system. Rome cannot function without fear and without power. So Rome created a religious system, destroyed it by manipulating it, found the truth, and then had their writers change the names to have a position within this identity theft and give it to our great-great-great-grandparents and let them tell us these stories, that the stories were true, but the names, the titles, the locations, and the dates and the hours were all wrong. And the titles and the names we use worship the gods or the deities that these world leaders spoke themselves. They would sit in their temples. They would sit in their castles and go, I'm being worshipped every day. My name is Lord of Buckingham Palace. And so Lord is being said all over the world. And he was responsible for getting King James to put that in the Bible. And Satan's going, my name is Godriel. You know, they're saying God all over the place. So my name is being, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. And so they call on him every day.
Stop it.
Yeah. What?
Your mic crack is, I think it's,
On my battery?
yeah, it's horrible.
Okay, hold on.
Why didn't you tell me that? Hold on, y'all.
Because it's just getting worse right now.
Okay, here, hold on. Right, man, need to do something, huh?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
I
So
tell you,
right when Rome,
Yeah, right. Oh, you want to continue? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right when Rome,
did all the switching. You're talking about, because this is how you're going to bring into the calendar what's going on right now.
yeah. So right when, right. And then, so you had the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave the premises to the lords, or the, like Prince Charles and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
That gave them that authority. Okay. And so we got used to calling, the word prince wasn't really scripture. It was Adonai.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So
Right.
again, every these words they would take and switch them out so that they would get the worship, and they would be on Lucifer's good side.
Right.
Because Lucifer is one that came up with the word Lord. Lucifer gave whoever that word to whoever worshiped Baal. You are a Lord, meaning that you rule over people. So then they wanted to put Lord inside that book. And every time you said it, you was acknowledging the one that sits at the top of it as the Lord of Buckingham Palace. That's who's the one that was supposed to be most favored by Lucifer. And he's the one that got you to turn over your children and your family to that church building that everybody in there all day was calling on Baal. You would dedicate your children to that. Then the guys down there in Pharaoh and them said, well, I'm not a Lord. And I don't worship Baal, I worship Amen-Ra. And then that's when that came. So this is just the scoop of it for those who are just watching for front. And so they don't know because they are inundated with these rules. And then all those people, you ever notice that people, when they go to prison, they always put them back into worshiping Baal. I remember I was in Angola prison when we went there with all those gentlemen, and we went there and they had 5 church buildings, like massive. And you're thinking as a Christian mind, wow, look at God here, right?
And you say right. Looking at God.
Look at God here.
Right.
Right. I mean, there were some of the most beautiful prisons, beautiful sanctuaries. Had the nice sound systems, they had radios and everything. And you go back and think about it, duh. Satan was he's in all of that to the T and very good at what he's doing. But not sharper than Adonai. And Adonai came back.
He began to do is develop the calendar to keep in sync with what they needed.
They needed sync. So Rome needed to be in sync with their deities. Rome needed to be in sync with Lucifer. Whatever Lucifer wanted.
Right. But at the same time, still taking the principles that belong to Yeshua's children.
Yeshua, and hit the same dates.
Right.
You remember, he's got to hit the same cycle on the 29-day calendar. He's got to hit that same date with a holiday so that they would know that that date points to it. And so Rome, and now get this is true. Do you know over there in the British Empire that they sit back in the pocket, them demons, and pay attention to our calendar? Because they will say over there that they don't follow our calendar.
Oh, we don't have a calendar.
Yeah.
I'm
talking about the American calendar.
Oh,
okay. I'm not talking about the children of YAHUAH. I'm talking about the American calendar. The American calendar that we follow, was what I'm saying is that in Canada and all the other countries, they say they don't follow it, but they're lying. Our calendar is the master calendar for them to know when the real day of the Shabbat is. They just won't say it. They just pretend like they're not following it, but they follow it. Because then when there's one of those American holidays, and again, y'all, don't get confused. I'm not talking about the agreement in Exodus. I'm talking about the American 29-day calendar is what the whole world follows. The whole world follows it. Netanyahu, all them jokers follow. Every king in the world follows that calendar because it points to days that are in relationship to the Shabbat, that they know that if the children of YAHUAH follow it, they're going to take over the land.
Because you're not in Shabbat.
Right.
The whole point is that the calendar and the system they put in it is not even the real Shabbat. They take you out of the actual Shabbat time.
And making you.
Yeah. So making you have Shabbats at the times you're not even supposed to be having Shabbats. You're totally out of sync with the
Yeah. So right now.
YAHUAH.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm trying to get to the calendar.
Okay. So because of Veterans Day. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So with the calendar, I started looking at the moon back because I had to make sure the consistency. And I was looking at the moon. I started back in like March. No, around April.
Oh, this is before we started.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, just studying and trying to understand about all this stuff. But to physically look at the moon, I started about July to see, and then August came, and then I had missed it because of certain things. But I caught it in
No, because we were looking at it before. Because remember,
I
we
know.
got
I'm
the
saying,
telescopes.
I'm talking about the 7th counting. The day we didn't participate in it. So on the September, I made sure that we were in line so we could begin to do the Shabbat, the day of rest. So are we still live? In September, this is when it started. The Shabbat, which you see it says the first day of the full moon at the bottom. That's actually when the moon has become completely full, not a little inch left.
Let me explain that.
Yeah.
Let me explain that because on the 4th, they called it the full moon too, on the actual calendar. But now, can you go to just look in your phone, and I want you to show them how the world has got it all mixed up with September 3rd, 4th. Remember, they gave us wrong dates.
Oh.
They gave the wrong dates, and they do this intentionally, you guys.
Do I have it or did you have it?
No, I text. I'm the one that gave it to you.
Yeah, I have to go in my pictures.
Yeah, go in your pictures. Hold on, you guys. And
No.
oh, I can just go into the pictures I text you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that work?
I'll do it. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I went in there and I looked at the Weather Channel, and in the Weather Channel, because they're such liars, they lie so much that you got to catch on your lie and you got to photo it. Otherwise, they'll lie and they'll come out next day and they'll change it again, because they don't know. They don't know. They're just guessing, right? But they know you're not looking. But they're communicating on a worldwide scale through the moon. That's how they're communicating. They're communicating, if you don't call the other leader, you know that at certain dates and times, certain things happen. And then the world leaders, they play with the moon and they send these, and that's how they're communicating. But they're doing it to the detriment or to make sure that the children of YAHUAH never figure it out. And that's why they give us this 29-day calendar, which averages out, on the year, 29 days, which 29 absolutely means to labor or to toil. Okay? Mm-hmm. Are you guys getting that? All right. So the photos that I want Kim to pull up is the photos that said the 3rd and the 4th and which day was the full moon. But the full moon actually hit at 5 o'clock, 5:30, 5:45 on that Friday. Okay? On that Friday right there. is when it came in. You see it?
No, it's not. I hate when that happens. Cause
Oh, you put it inside their system.
but
yeah.
I don't know if I saved it in here. 'Cause
Okay.
I deleted it out.
Oh, you deleted it out. Okay. So if you deleted it, I don't have it then. Not in.
I know, but I should have it. I should have it in my. I can't go by in the text because I think it only saves. It only holds it.
Wait. What number? Wait. It was a September. Hold on. You know, I did give it to you in August, right? So no, September. Let me see. Hold on. September. I think. No, that's not it. September, October, August, September. Yeah.
I have to find it.
Okay, you don't have it. So September 24th. Yeah, I don't have it here. But September, October. Yeah. Okay, guys. So anyway.
So anyway, let's.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you don't have it.
No.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was looking for that we had looked at before was we showed you the inconsistency with the world system when they had September 3rd as the full moon, then they had it September 4th, right? And then they had it September 5th because they didn't know. But they kept playing with the dates. You know, they try to play like they're the Most High. And then after we go into September 5th, you would look at, let me see here, September 5th, and then the 11th, okay, so you see there, the 11th, okay, even though you would think it'd be the 12th, right? So go back to the 5th. Now, the scripture that we wanted you to read was in the book of Exodus. When it tells you when to count the day, it says from evening to evening is the first day. From evening to evening. So that would mean that on the 7th day, so now the Friday begins at, of course, right there is what you see is 5:30.
So evening starts the 5th of Friday.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Evening, which would be what, 5? I put 5 o'clock, 5:30, sundown.
Yeah, sundown. Yeah.
So that would be considered the first day. That's so you would count that day. You got to remember because you always count the first day all the way up to the 7th day, which brought us to the 11th.
Right, because it brings us to 11th. So at the 11th, then it brings us to that day. But remember, it brings us to the 11th starts at 5:30. It starts at the sundown or to the sun. So that becomes the 7th day. Not every every Saturday and not every 7 days. It's the 7th day. That was the agreement that Moses had with the people that Yah wrote in his finger. That was the covenant agreement. So the covenant agreement from the hand of Yah, when that was written, that became covenant. That's like saying law. It's covenant.
Okay, here it is. Okay, the first full moon was supposed to be September the 7th. This is what you said. I'm looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
But
but they said September 7th.
But it did not, because that's why you got to pay attention. That's why it's instructed to pay attention to the moon.
Yeah, but the world wants you to pay attention to what they write.
Yes. So when we went out there, because I kept watching,
Yeah.
and then when I saw the full, because when you see the full moon, you know it's a full moon.
One's bright.
One is the full moon is the brightest moon.
Yeah, and what you'll notice is that the colors right before they will change. Right before, either the day before or the day of. So one would be brighter than the other, and that's how you know, because one would be 98%, but when it hits, you absolutely know.
Yeah, you absolutely
It'll be
know.
full. Yeah,
It'll be full, and it has a certain brightness to it and a certain color to it, and so it hit on the 5th, which is 2 days before. They
had it 2 days before. They also had it at the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. Then they stopped. Then they said, like you see right there. Like
Here, I'm gonna screenshot it so they can see. So
okay, all right.
I got to go through all my.
So this is
pictures.
their stuff. This is the world system, and them telling you. So, I mean, falsifying information on a global scale. This is what they tell you guys, and this is what people believe. And they know the power behind Yah's covenant. They just don't want you in it. Because if you get involved in that covenant with his name, they can't control you. They can't control your outcome.
Right.
They want to control your outcome. They want to steal, kill, and destroy you. They want to steal your wealth, steal your time, steal your life, and then disease you so you can't get healed, because if you don't pay attention to Yah's covenant, you're jacked. You have no hope. And while they're in covenant with Lucifer, he's giving them everything that he wants to give them, as long as they stop you from worshiping Yahuwah. That's their job. Their job, in order for them to have wealth, in order for them to have increase, in order for them to live this beautiful, good life, they have to poison yours, destroy yours, and they have to find remedies and ways that you cannot get to Yahuwah. Okay? That's their job. That is all the job of every government on this planet today. And that's why they're in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, where he'll deal with them at that time. But while you're living, you can have total victory.
Right. So you're saying, well, that still don't give us 40 days. Well, the 40 days, this is how the 40 days work. So we're going to go back to where it says we're in the 11th, right? That's the day of rest. So let's go back to the 5th.
All right.
When the moon starts.
When it starts. Pay attention.
Right.
Count.
So you count 5, 6,
Okay,
7.
so wait,
yeah.
so
we went
you
to the
count,
11th.
You count all those dates. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like we count, right?
Right.
So we count to all that. So we got 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. So that's 21 days plus the.
But I want to explain to them
Okay.
how to. So the day of rest is on the 11th. The 11th, the day of rest is still inside the 40. It takes 2 weeks for a new moon to start. 2 weeks. A new moon, not a full moon, a new moon. And they said, what's a new moon? A new moon is where you don't see no moon. You won't see no moon showing, no nothing. So the new moon, if you got to go study to understand. But so it takes 40 days for a new moon to start to get to a full moon. A new moon is not a full moon. So from the 11th, you still got 2 weeks before a new moon starts. So when you count that, our next one was, full moon was October 7th. Another full moon.
But you go to.
So if you count from the 7th to the 5th, the 5th to the 13th of October is 40 days. So we got the 5th, count there, and we come here
To the 13th.
to the 13th.
It's 40 days.
It's 40 days.
That's how you know that is the day of rest.
Right. So right now, when we talk about how the days got shorter, we get to November, and
November is
Which-
36 or 37.
yeah, which really the 40th day would be the 15th of the new moon, where the 40 day completes from October 5th to November 15th.
Oh,
would
no,
be-
November 15th. December 15th. You talking about the next one?
No, I'm talking about from October.
Oh, okay, for October. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
From October.
It's shorter.
Yeah, it's shorter. From October to November is shorter. And that's how you like, because it threw me off, because I started counting my thing. I said, well, how come we short almost 2 weeks.
Right.
And I went to
Almost,
Mark and said, something wrong with
no,
this.
the days are shorter.
Yeah, the days are shorter because realistically it's supposed to go to the 15th.
Right. Yes, it's supposed to go to the 15th.
Right.
Right.
But it didn't.
It goes to the 11th, starts there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the days are shortened.
The days are shortening. All you have to do is just look at, because the full moon for November was on.
So now that's a very important part.
Mm-hmm.
If the days become shortened, the chosen would know.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
And how would you know?
How would you know?
Because you're studying and
You
paying
study the
attention.
phases of the moon, and
Yes.
the moon would tell you when the 40-day cycle
Yeah,
is.
and I was like,
And if the 40-day cycle happens sooner, you knew that Yahuwah shortened the days,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be the proof. That's the thing that I was talking about in the beginning. But now you can see it in your own calendar that Yah is shortening the days, which makes everything about his covenant true.
Mm-hmm.
And he loves you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he's showing you today
Yes.
that with a real calendar that he shortened the days
Mm-hmm.
for us. He says in the scripture that these days were shortened for the elect's sake.
Mm-hmm. The elite.
And the world
the elect.
doesn't know that the days are shortened.
Mm-hmm.
The world doesn't know it. Only the children of Yahuwah know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what will get you to rejoice. That will get you to say, yes, this, I mean, because last month it hit 40.
Mm-hmm.
But the Shabbat on this Tuesday is like 37 days.
Mm-hmm.
It is never, that's like, we're looking at him telling us 2,000 years ago, he said Yahuwah was
It's
shortening the
amazing.
days.
It's amazing.
And it's actually happening right now.
I'll tell you.
We're living in it right now, and we got absolute proof
Mm-hmm.
that the day was shortened.
Yeah. He didn't say how and what day or what months or what,
Yeah.
but you would know by you paying attention to that moon cycle.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because with me and Mark, I
We
said, Mark,
realized the day got short.
I said,
Wait a minute.
wait a
The day
minute.
was shortened.
I said,
Right.
we kept doing like,
And then it just hit me. Boom.
mm-hmm.
I said, babe, you know what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we always like, yeah, the days are shortened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said in Matthew 24 and Luke 21 and even Mark 13, it tells you
Mm-hmm.
that those days had to be shortened because that's how evil these people are.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they were so evil that no flesh would be saved unless he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're suicidal. They're savages.
Mm-hmm.
They're so suicidal. That's how bad they are. They're so evil that they will even, kill their own people because Satan's in them.
Mm-hmm.
Satan abides and lives and dwells in them, just like you have the Ruach HaKodesh,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they are savages, and they'll do anything to stop you from learning the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to kill you young. They want to enslave you. That's how Satan does it. He wants to use you for a long period of time and just pull everything out of you, pull life out of you, and make you have no memory.
Here, I want to share this with you guys so you guys could keep up. Well,
Are you guys getting this? Let's hear what you're saying.
this is how I bust them, and this is what I use while I'm looking. Okay, because they'll switch. They'll say they're usually off by 2 to 3 days. They'll say the full moon is this day, and when they say that, I start really focusing and paying attention when those days start coming around because I already know that it's coming. But you gotta see because you don't want to be off with the Shabbat.
The Shabbat, yeah.
And you don't want to be off when you come into the actual end of the cycle.
Right. The end.
The end. Because even though you're resting on that day, you still got 2 more weeks of that cycle to end to bring into your 40 days. That's why he always said 40 days and 40 nights. And we need to understand it's 40 days. Whether they want to say it or not, they want to rob 2 weeks. Why would they want to take 2 weeks off the calendar, per se? Because that's what it is. It's 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever. They took it. Why would they want to take? Because they don't want you to have your rights. They want you out of your rights and out of the will of Yah, so you cannot benefit what he did, what he wrote in stone for us, what he said he would do for us. They're making sure that we will never experience the hand of Yah.
They won't.
And that's the key word, the hand of Yah. Well, what's the hand of Yah? What he wrote and promised.
The hand of Yahuwah is what he wrote, and he put it in an agreement based on the agreement that our ancestors had, That is the covenant. There's no other covenant than that. When Yahusha comes back and he says, I deliver you something, he's talking about this relationship which the Christians try to replace it. The Yeshua said real clearly, I ain't come to get rid of that.
I didn't come to get rid of anything.
I didn't come rid of that.
I came to
fulfill.
Yeah, what was said to my forefathers concerning us.
Yeah,
I come to fulfill what was said.
Fulfill what was
and
said.
We got to understand. Well, what did he really come to fulfill? We never sought out. We only sought out religiously. Oh, he was risen. He was, he crucified, all that stuff, right? But that wasn't even his focus.
That wasn't even his focus.
He said, I need to tell you about this kingdom.
Right.
His focus wasn't even about him going to the cross and all that.
So they wanted to bring up the Calvary. They wanted to bring up all that stuff, but he had to come to fulfill. And he never put an emphasis on all the other stuff that religious people do today, because they don't want his name today. They don't want his covenant today. They want their covenant. Remember, they are essential. That's what they want. They want their programs. They want Caesar involved, right? And they want to be worshipped. And they want to use the Bible the way they want to use it. And they want to say God and Lord, and they got the tones and everything all down pat, because they despise who he is. You got false teachers and they're wolves in sheep clothing.
So yeah,
and that's what we have.
So this is what they had told us. See how it says September 7th, when really it was September 5th that the full moon. See their whole
the whole thing is on September. So if you see, you'll see the now. Remember, how would we do this?
No, I know. Yeah, we'll do that later.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah,
but I want you guys to see how they put in writing, but it's not even right. Even they'll do the
look at the reading. Just read it. Just read it. Read it. It says the image below, right there at the top, show the day by day phases of the moon in September. And the full moon this month will be on Sunday, September 7th. Why did they do that? Because the Jewish people control this. Okay, them demons. The reason why they set it on the 7th, so that they can say 7 to 7 is the Saturday coming up. So your day of rest is Saturday. So it keeps them on their Saturday.
Right. Well, so what I do is what was instructed is look at the moon. But I use this system here that I want you guys to go to. I don't know if you can see the website at the bottom. And let me try to make it bigger. Hold on. But I want you to go to this website. And what days they say, don't believe it, but go and start paying attention, because they're telling you this is live. I screenshot it, but this is their live image of the moon. But what you need to do is you always use their system against them. That's the key. You got to know how to use their system. So, oh man, won't blow up.
And
That's as big as you get.
No, you got to shorten the photo.
Okay.
Make the photo short.
Okay.
Just cut off and then you can blow it up. While she's doing that,
I really want to help you.
Notice that
this is serious.
Okay, and again, if you're watching, we're gonna go for about another 20-25 minutes, just letting you guys know, because we want to make sure that you guys get this down pat, because we're sharing with you the practical side, okay, on how to read it, and then we're backing it up with the scriptures as well, and with regards to, okay, here is how Yahusha dealt with the Sadducees and Pharisees, okay? And how he dealt with the Sadducees and the Pharisees. He talked to them. He says, hey, you guys put all this weight on people. Yeah, you tithers. I see that. But the weight, the things that are very important, you help the people forget that, basically. They don't know the Father's name. And the Shabbat, this is all messed up. So the whole thing is messed up. In Rome, in order to rule, you got to have religious power. and you got to have political power, and you got to have military power. Welcome to America, the great whore, the Babylon system. That's who we are. That's not me, you and I, but that's that government. Yeah. And so they got to have that power. So they got to have that endorsement from the Pope. And the reason why I got to have the endorsement from the Pope and the king over there, because they own United States. Whether you know that and believe that or not, that's who owns it. That's why they always bow down after election. You got to put that stupid little cap on and go over there and stand on that wall over there. Because all those people together are the ones that determine, how they're going to enslave us. And that's their job. And then part of that job is to make sure they deceive everybody for years upon top of years upon top of years, generation by generation. And their world leaders get to live longer, and they want us to die sooner.
It goes back to that same meaning that Peter and the disciples were in, which they call the G5, whatever they want to call it now today.
The G7, yeah.
G7, whatever. This the same system. It's the same. Nothing changed. They changed. They don't change. It's the same. It's the same meaning that Peter was in, that he had to go and jump up and rebuke them.
Right.
It's the same one. So when Mark is talking about how Rome and how they all go bow down, that's because of that system.
Yeah, that G7 is the same thing that Peter and them got confronted with. The same one that Yeshua, where they
same one.
Yeah, same one. Yeah, you stand before
Now
us.
they just call it that G7.
G7 or the
the
world
same.
leaders, and they got this group and that group. It's all the same structure.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah,
Because they don't know how to do nothing different.
You can't even go to what's that called, that thing where they sit out all the 122 nations, whatever.
You're right.
You can't even go in there and mention Yahuwah.
Exactly. I hope I did this right. Let's see.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna you put it there. All right, there's down there. All right, so you have it there. So what you're saying is go on here.
That website below.
And that website right there below that you see down there. Okay. You see right down there. And go ahead and click on that, or not click on that, but go there. We'll give you time. Just give them a second now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying type into your URL.
Yeah. Just go ahead. We'll take another minute or so while you guys are doing that. All right now. So it's phaseofthemoontoday.com. If you can.
Now this is current. This is I just snapped it, so it updates every second. So it tells you, but look at how the days, because I want you to see how the number of days that is going to be in this phase. It takes 3 days before it comes out of that phase of that half phase. You see that?
Yeah, so it'll be there to the 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, so when they're studying the moon and you're looking at this, remember, you got to see with your own eyes, because what it might show here is not what you're seeing.
No, it's not what you're saying.
Right. So what you're seeing is what you go by, not what they're telling you.
Yeah, because what we're saying, because we can't even go off of, because it looked like the other day, it almost looked like the 4th was the full moon, and it wasn't.
Right.
But they said it was the 4th.
Right.
You got to remember that. So they're always going to lie. Just get in your mind, they're going to lie. They are just designed to lie, because it's not designed to help you. They do not want you to even come close to the 7th day. So they get you to worship other days.
Well, they don't want you to have that connection to what is right and written by the hand of Yah. Remember, it's our responsibility. Y'all made it our responsibility because of our forefathers and our ancestors' agreement. So we are bound by
Right.
that agreement.
Yeah, the agreement.
So
that
they know
did.
that.
Right. They know that agreement happened.
Rome
knows that agreement happened.
Yeah, they know that. So what they do is,
and they was there.
Right.
They was there, especially when they went to what they call the upper room. Right. They came to the upper room and they was there dealing with that. That's why they hated Peter.
Yeah, they hated Peter.
They hated Peter. And Peter was one that was hated. They liked Paul because Paul could be on both sides.
I like JV's question because I had when it's like that, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Y'all already knows that.
Yeah. It's what you will always see the full moon. The full moon will always show.
Because
Period.
no man.
Because that's what he said you need to pay attention was a full moon.
You need to pay attention to the full moon.
Yes.
And because you could not, y'all cannot judge you for something you're not aware of.
Yeah.
So he would make sure of it. Now, what's interesting is that there's places in the world that can't even see the moon, and there are people there. So everybody in these Americans, if you will, or this part of the world, and any other part of the world, when that full moon shows up, if they study it, they know from evening to evening. The thing that we're talking about was already there. You didn't need a cell phone to tell you how to count it. You didn't need that. If you knew how to count the day, the seventh day, that was simple. That's how y'all made it. He never put your covenant in any government's hand. He never put your covenant in any preacher's hand.
Nope.
He never put your covenant in any church. There is no human being that controls your covenant. He didn't even, let me give it to you later. He didn't even put your covenant in control of Yeshua.
That's right.
You think about that. YAHUAH himself controls the covenant.
Right.
YAHUAH does. And Yeshua came to fulfill it.
Right. Now, what he put in your hands is your responsibility to understand how his covenant worked.
Through his son.
Through his son. So he told us how to do it.
Told us how to do it. And then when his son showed up, he said, I came to fulfill it.
Right.
Now, I got to shut down this power that the devil got.
Right.
Because it's going to put you in bondage. So I'm going to be the sacrifice for that. But that never stopped the covenant.
Never. It never took it away.
It never took it away.
It actually
That covenant
made it more
was
important.
It made it more important. The covenant was always there. It never took it away. That covenant was going to be there. What Yeshua did is he came to redeem. Because that curse was there. That curse was present.
Right.
The curse that everything that Adam did, Adam did. But still, even after what Adam did, y'all still came on top of that
And made a covenant.
and made a covenant.
That's right.
Now, if it was so all the things that Christians say so bad, then why would YAHUAH put a covenant on top of sin?
That's right.
Why would he do that? Because he will never leave his children. I don't care what they did. All he did is say, there's devil and there's me. And here's my covenant with you. Now, Yahusha is going to show up and I'm going to redeem you back. But the same challenges that they had back then by the same spirit of Lucifer is the same one we're dealing with today. The difference is back in those days, there was not many people, but they were dominating because they knew this covenant. Then what? Because here's the proof that we know that they were dominating. Because later on, Pharaoh's mistake was let Joseph keep that covenant. That was Pharaoh's mistake. Let Joseph keep that covenant. But when it came down to, once Peter came in there to play, that's the only time in Acts 4 where they said, we had enough of this covenant. Rome can't control it. Y'all can't talk about it no more because we're going to kill y'all.
Right. That's that G7 group.
Okay, that G7 group. Okay, we're going to stop them from talking about it. We need a plan. King James? King James was the plan.
I need you to write all.
I need you to figure out all that. Them scribes and Pharisees.
All
we
their
don't
documents.
We don't care if they do these other names y'all got out there. That's why they always say, well, Islam is older. It's right.
It is.
So, Hinduism older. It's older
We know
religion.
all of it.
Yeah, they don't worry about them.
That's right.
They don't worry about them. They're not worried about that. That's why they're all older. The emerald tablets are older. Everything's always older. Yeah. We
But
know
they
that.
follow the Christianity tech.
Yeah. What they do is they follow their own deities, their own mighty ones. But they never said, do not talk about the emerald tablets. They never said, don't talk about being Muslim. Don't talk about Elijah Muhammad. Don't talk about Joseph Smith. There's nobody that's ever said you can never use that name. They wanted people to use that name.
Right.
What Rome came back to them Sadducees and Pharisees, the ones that Yeshua was talking about there in Matthew 23, is we got to do something about this. Get King James butt up here to help us.
Because we can't not have
We can't control them because every time we attack them, we be dying instantly. We die instantly. We get diseases. They knew certain things would happen. There's patterns that happen when you touch Yah's anointed. Hello, people. That's talking about you. If you are tither, if you're a giver, if you're honoring the day, if you honor the name, and you got faith and confidence in that, what do you think is going to happen?
That's right.
It's about that.
They didn't like, they didn't like that Yeshua authority and power that is that it affected them so bad that they couldn't even function.
They couldn't even function the way they wanted to function. And they said, whoever is using this name is stopping us from controlling them.
Yes.
So we got to stop them people from saying that doggone name.
So they made it a law that they could.
They made it a law to that only name, that name by itself, not Hinduism, not Buddhism, not Islam, not the crescent moon, not anything Pope. They made it a law, and if they say this name, kill them, because it's stopping us from controlling the world. Make them forget it.
So they took all the documents and they
burned them.
And
they burned them. They held a lot of them. The ones they held, they gave to their scribes and their Pharisees to study them. Because remember, Satan said, I want to be like the Most High. So he took the same days, he took the same system, and he layered it with him. And to rub it in Yeshua's face. They're serving me on your day now.
They kept only thing that they thought would favor them, that will benefit them.
Yeah, they kept on it. They didn't keep his name. They didn't want the name.
They like what they could get.
They like what they can get. That's what a thief like. They just wanted they want the usage of the covenant without his name. And the only difference is that in order for that to function the way it is, Satan required blood. He required sacrifice. That's why they rape and do what they do and kill the kids and the children. That's why they don't care about doing that, sacrificing. That's why they do that.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care about that. That's what they do. I hope you guys are getting this. Okay, so again, we just went over there. Let's see.
Yeah, I wanted to show
What are you going to show me?
No, go ahead, keep talking.
If you are just online right now and you're watching in the backdrop there, we're glad that you can be here. You're watching THC. What we are talking about is the statement that I made earlier before we came on, which is why did Rome put so much effort into controlling what could never be controlled? And then there's a couple of statements that we made along the way, and it was like no man can stop the truth from being revealed to a seeker of truth. And then through religion, Yahuwah's commandments, that is already sealed on our foreheads. You know, the sons and daughters have it already sealed. And because of that, we're going to reign with him forever. Okay? But it took time to get here because remember, the commandments of the Christianity is, don't miss church. You got to have this building. Worship Jesus only. You need to be a Christian. You got to get saved. You have to confess your sins and accept him as your Lord and Savior. You need to be filled with the Holy Spirit and speak in tongues. Okay. You need to make sure that you have a spiritual father. You got to have you got to honor your pastor all the time. You got to do the birth dates and the holidays, and all the holidays you got to give them first priority. All those kind of stuff. So all that Christianity stuff is that and then the Muslims have something, and then the Hindus have something, and the Mormons have something, and they all, each group, the Pope's got something, he's got his day and all that. So they all want individualized worship, and for that, they'll be judged first.
Yeah, and then for that they will be judged first, and also because I don't care about what they.
Yeah.
Because I want our people. I want the children of YAHUAH to understand they are going to attack if you pay attention to the moon, if you pay attention to the stars, because they think that's demonic, because that's you accessing your rights.
Yeah.
Remember that. When you hear them saying, oh, she's a moon worshiper, or she's this, or she's that, or he's this, or he's that, it's because they don't want you to access what the hand of God has not only displayed, but has spoken. And with that, on Wednesday, which was the 5th, where the full moon started. And this is the picture that I took, because I tell you, I go and check I always confirm, because they said it was going to be, I believe it was going to be on either the 7th or the 3rd. It kept flipping back and forth. But this November, this is what it looked like. That's a full moon. You see the brightness of that? Mm-hmm. You don't see the brightness of that moon all the time, only when it's the first day of the full moon. So I want you guys to see that and to pay attention, because again, as Mark was saying, Lucifer's children are going to be judged based on how they operate in their system, because they're pulling Yah's children and making them worship and do these things, because they have lied and covered and stole information that now you really have to seek to even come out so he can breathe on you. Yah is not going in where you ain't listening, or you ain't drawing, or you're not placing demand on him, whether you are sitting in that Christian building or not.
I'm going to text you this.
If you sit in that Christian building or not, he makes, the thing is, what our ancestors, our forefathers agreed to. We got to understand what they agreed to, and what Yah put his hand to and made that agreement with us all the days of our life, all the days of their life. We agreed to that. So he's looking at, you agreed to this. So now, since you agreed to this, you're going to have to seek me out, because I already gave you the blueprint of what you needed to do to keep your covenant with me. He didn't break his covenant. We broke the covenant.
Yeah, he never broke his covenant.
No.
Yeah, he didn't break his covenant, because that's why he said to them, he told them, he says, listen, I want you to put that up too.
I know, it takes time.
He said to them very clearly, go get them and bring them here. And he told them how to line them up, because they had watched the voice of YAHUAH write the law. You gotta realize that was a long time, man. But YAHUAH knew that those other Egyptians came out, and there was other people that were there that were Gentiles as well, and they could have been part of it or what have you. It was the same thing that those Gentiles were there in the upper room. But YAHUAH did not have a message to the world. He had it to a people. Jacob.
Exactly. And that's what Yah is going to stand on.
He's going to stand on it. He's never changed his covenant to Jacob.
Right. Now, if you don't think you're Jacob's seed, then you don't got to follow it. I mean,
right. So now now you're saying something deep right there. Now, so the problem was coming to Jacob's seed, because Jacob's seed had to obey it, or they would not live this good life on earth, because Satan will rule over them. That was the indication. Or they would become blind, or they would go off and serve other deities. That's what we see today. So Christianity is serving another deity. Satan got many names, but Yeshua didn't come with think about it. He shows up, I think, everybody needs
That's
to be
so
a Christian.
good. Satan got many names, but Yahuwah don't.
That's why they
Yahshua
call
don't.
him. That's where we get that. Yahshua don't call you saint.
Yeah.
Saint.
That's right.
Saint. Why is that? What does that sound like? Satan. Saint. Kim brought.
Yeah.
I mean, you just if you
The
just
Ruach
lis-
hit my.
if you just listen,
Right.
you know, we just call everybody saints. Satan.
Within inside the Christian body, that's what they say. Listen, look, saints, but saints is just even though they're spelling.
Yeah. Of course, they're playing words in the same.
But it's you're still connected to Lucifer because you're in a Christianity.
Your Christianity thing.
So it's not like he's your little saints. Just like they say, who is man that is mindful of him? You know, you're in this where he's allowing us to use words that still connect them to him. So you got a lot of things you just got to study out. But anyway,
20 minutes, or we were about we're at 1:45. We're gonna stop at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. We're not 2 o'clock. We got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes.
It's ready to go. I didn't know.
Wait, hold on. You keep talking to him. I want to pull up something. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when we sit up here and we listen to them talk in their language that they say, you can't even find it scripturally what they be talking about. Some of the stuff they be coming out their mouth is like, where in the world? You know, like I'm still studying on the Ephesians because there's some things that they used to quote all the time out of the book of Ephesians that I'm like, when I go to read, I'm looking like, it ain't even in here. It's not even in their original writings. They have taken so much and added in so much to fit their narrative in that King James Bible, in that Christianity Bible, that it literally locks them in. So if you do not call upon the name of Yahuwah, and so he could bring enlightenment and bring you out, you are in some bad shape.
Okay, so remember where we get the word Santa Claus? Is where also you get the word saint from, which is also the word where you get Lucifer or Satan. It's an English word. I'm reading this to you guys. It's an English word that comes from Latin words derived from a Latin word called sanctus, sanctus, like
Right.
sucking the blood, like succutus. And they say, now they're gonna give you their interpretation because you don't write it. Because you gotta realize one thing about Latin is that they'll tell you what they're gonna tell you what it means, but they're gonna lie to you. And they say that it means consecrated and holy, whatever, but they're using Satan's name to do it. Okay, all right, and then it became an old French word, and so in the religious text now it goes to Greek, okay, and so now they're saying it means this word, holy, but the one thing is that we got to follow what's very key here. I paused for a reason. Saint is not Hebrew. So that means that Yeshua never said it. That means none of the disciples ever said it. It was created by the Roman Catholic Church. And the reason why is that the saints, like Saint Nicholas, right? Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, Satan's claw. You guys, and so you have to understand that just again, another play on words to put people in bondage. And that's why Christianity is I think Christianity is really the driving vehicle behind the language of Lucifer. I think that's the kingdom of darkness that we get trapped into because people want to reject the name of Yahuwah, and that is part of that's their curse. That's that curse. Some of them are cursed and some want to be there. Some people like misery like that. Some of them want to get up and scream and holler and do all that. Some of you want to get in there and Some of you are addicted to it. Some of you just like being around people that worship one another, call each other saints, call each other all these names, right? And you're just used to it. You like that. But you don't know the danger of being and feeling that you should be a part of that. Check out the reason why you're sick. Check out the reason why certain things continually to happen and how you don't never come out. Right now, everybody watching, your time is to come out now. And I'm not talking about prophecy. Oh, it's going to happen right now. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what this covenant means is that if you honor his name, if you really honor it, then certain things will start falling off of you. Habits, mindsets. That's what's going to happen. That's what you'll notice first. The second thing is to get to the date. I didn't say some of you are working and I get all that, but get to the date. Right? Then there's a covenant part of you functioning in your tithes or offering. Okay? Get to that. You got to get to that. Okay? You got to get to that. And then once all of those things are in place, which that was it. Everything else in the commandments would happen. Your mother, your father, all the other stuff that you would automatically do. They would all fall into place. And then that's what he said. Then you would get a piece of the inheritance. Yeah. He didn't say this would happen worldwide. He didn't say that the whole world would get it. He just said a remnant would do it. Are you that remnant? That's the question.
Do you want to answer Lauren's question?
Okay, what do we got?
You want me to answer it?
You can go ahead and answer it.
Lauren has a question. She says, I have a question. Can you please make the connection of the original question posed about Rome and how that connects to, the moon in Matthew 20:24? It's simple, Lauren. The connection is that if you don't understand the moon cycle, then you won't understand your rights as being chosen. The days are shortened if you don't understand how the days are being shortened because you're not understanding the cycle of the moon. And if you don't understand the cycle of the moon, you won't even know the days are shortened. So the connection is that how do you know the days are shortened? You got to study the moon to understand that the day on how that is happening. So the key is always a key. Understanding what YAHUAH is instructing us to do and understand that covenant. Because if you don't understand that, you won't understand the chosen, and you won't understand how Rome functions. You won't understand how they're manipulating. So the connectivity is, if you don't understand the cycle in the days of rest and how it works, you will not understand how you are chosen. I hope that helped you. Now, you sent me, it's ready, it's up.
Okay, so I want you guys to look at this. Going back to what you had said about how Christianity doesn't pay attention to this.
Yeah. I'm going to deal with the anti.
Yeah, how they don't pay attention to evenings and days and mornings. And so things do not begin until evening. And evening time is not midnight, right? It's when the sun goes down. As the sun going down, that's the evening. And then that's when you count from the full moon. And then when it actually goes down and comes up, that is actually the morning. And that's hard for people to understand because you're so used to being told that, morning is just at 6 a.m. But that is not how the clock turns.
That's not how YAHUAH works.
That's not how YAHUAH works. It's when you look up in the sky and you see the sun down and sun up. Yeah. And you got to start at that point. And then when it's going down, that's when the morning kicks in, the next day. So watch this. He even puts it in writing himself. Watch this. Look at this. In the Bereshit, he says in the Elohim, and again, this is just I want you to see it. He said he called the light day, and he called the darkness, he called night. Okay? So you got light, the word day, okay? And you got, darkness, night. And then notice he says, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Now, if we just go based on, what people would call it, they would say, from, 6 o'clock, because they would do that. They would say from evening. So when it got night.
Because they put us on that romantic time schedule.
They put us on that time schedule, yeah. And so you would never pay attention to the moons if you, and there's, I mean, think about it, it's pretty clever to make people think when it gets dark. But even in their own calendar, they don't tell you the next day is until midnight because they're devil worshippers.
You know,
they worship at midnight. So they made you celebrate at midnight. You was out there, Happy New Year! And that's the time what they were
doing their thing. It's sacrificials. Yeah.
Worshiping Baal and putting out their little devil babies. You know, in the fraternities doing their devil worship at midnight. Yeah. And then they make you celebrate it.
Yeah. And they make you think, because what took place when the chains came off in the prison with
Yeah, but I don't think that was
I know, but they try to use that like that's when y'all moves. No, that was just an event.
No, wait a minute.
You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, I don't think it was, I mean, hold on.
No, I'm just saying, they in their King James Bible, that's what it says. When he was in there and them chains came off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that, I mean, because they want to say that.
That's what I'm saying. They want.
But see, at midnight, even though now the question is, okay, we'll get to that, but I don't think midnight is what you guys think. Right. Midnight. So that would probably be about 10 a.m. in the mid of the evening, because the evening starts at 6. Yeah. So that's most likely 9 p.m. That's midnight, like
midday.
Like midday, yeah. So I don't know yet.
What I'm saying,
let me look at it. Let me look at it, because I don't think it's what we. It doesn't say 12.
No, what I'm saying, that's
but
what they.
I don't.
Yes.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. That was funny, because there's a script. It says and they arose that midnight. So
yes.
I'm not convinced that means 12 p.m.
You want me to take this off the screen?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, so I want you guys to see here on the screen is that Elohim, the number in the better sheet 1:8, Elohim called the expansion of heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day, and then we go down to 13, and evening and the morning were the third day. So notice that how he's doing that: evening, morning, evening, boom, 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 and he keeps going with that. Okay, so yeah, you can take that down. So I want hopefully. You got a hold of that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about, we got 3 minutes left here. It's all about understanding, and you got to seek this. You can't just, you got to come at it. And if you don't want to take the time to come at it, then, you have to be that person that says, other things are more valuable to you. But this right here is valuable to us. And we're hoping that it's valuable to you. We enjoy doing this. When we get off the air, we're still going to be talking about it. We'll talk about it all through the evening as well, because we live our lives around this to make sure.
Yeah, I'm
in covenant with Yahuwah, and I want to go. We always talk. Did you see the moon? Did you know what's outside? Did you go outside? I come home. Did you go outside? Did you see? Did you look up? So because when Tuesday comes. All right, 5:30. I'm done.
No sound. I mean,
you're gonna hear no sound
of the phone. No, don't.
No sound. But I understand, according to Isaiah 53, it's not the way that they talk about. And all he's saying is, don't fellowship with the heathen. Basically, he said, just don't be around.
So I'm always in day of rest.
Don't be around the goals and the direction.
Yes.
Of the sinner. Just stay out of their pathway.
But you have to take the day and rest.
You have to take that day and you got to rest.
Because that's something that was agreed upon.
That was agreed upon, yeah. And so now I'm going to,
That's why it's so, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm so adamant right now about y'all, when it comes to understanding contract laws and all that, maybe y'all need to study that out to understand the importance of what
that's what I'm saying. They dummy down the school system so people don't do that again. And that's what my other issue. But Tuesday to Wednesday at 6 p.m., ain't nobody gonna be able to find me, right? Because I'm down. I'm resting. And now here's the thing. I'm resting in the harvest cycle. Once I come out of that cycle, more harvest. That's how YAH is transferring over
And that's exactly
the heritage.
And
of
that's
Jacob
what I was trying to say.
is
Yes.
that's why at the end of the 48 cycle, harvest every time.
Yeah.
Boom, it come like that.
Planting.
And see, and then when it comes like that,
Yes.
then what you're experiencing is that all the traps the devil had you on, the former traps, they start getting destroyed instantly, one by one. And you won't even realize how many you had over the years, because Satan had us in a bunch of them. And like him would find stuff like, doggone it, I was what? Oh, I see that devil now. Quack, quack, quack. You know? And, but that's why he said the good life. But the good life is only due to a remnant. It's not due to the whole world. Oh, the whole world will get this. No, it ain't. No.
Yeah.
they're not-
What
they're
happened
not.
is that we have come such an accustomed to the amenities within the system that Lucifer offered that we forgot that the instructions or what was given through YAHUAH. You got to go back and see, like, okay, I need to make sure that my household has, let's use right now, food. How do you make sure they have the basic necessities that the system could take away from you? Well, I better make sure I got my vegetables. I got, you got pots, you got whatever you got to grow vegetables in.
We got tons of seeds and stuff. So we know how to grow. I love the gardening.
No, it's important because the basic necessities Yah has given us. What we did was we took the basic necessities and allowed the system to just give it to us easily, without toil, without working, without tilling out, not toiling, without tilling the ground. And the tilling of the ground wasn't important because that was the foundation of which you could get your basic necessities out of. He says, I have given you every herb bearing seed. So we got to realize all those things that were spoken that we need to start falling back on and doing some of those things.
You have here, Dr. Rosetta, say the usage of the covenant without his name. Okay, powerful lesson. Don't forget, they say you have to be baptized under Christianity as well. No, yeah, I know. That's that. Remember, they were celebrating the name of Yahusha. Okay, they were celebrating that name, and again, with the baptism we see today is all based on man's religious ways. So, all right, and let's see what else that we have here, and we're going to be ending the program here shortly. Jamie writes here, Elohim called the expansion of heaven. Yeah, he called it the expansion of heaven. And a lot of that is in the book of Psalms as well.
Our friend. Did you say?
Yeah, my Hindu friend at work, and this is a statement here just in case you can't see it on the other side. At work, this is Jane Chance, she's making a statement here. My Hindu friend at work early in the morning walked across the parking lot to take a picture of that last full moon. That was interesting. Well, the Hindus, they do look at the moon, and they have idols.
They all look at the moon.
They all look at the moon, but they're not following it. They're looking at the moon to do the worship of their deity. Just like, you remember,
it's to mock.
It's to mock. Yeah, it's mockery. Like, do you remember in movies? They used to do the Wolfman. What did the Wolfman do? At midnight,
howl at the moon. Howl at the moon.
He would howl at the moon. Why would he howl at the moon? As if he would turn into this evil person.
Yeah, like they didn't want you to see that the moon had true meaning. The moon was looked at as if it was evil. Right.
Yeah.
And realistically, the moon was part
of
the
then Christians, and then Christians came and said, well, if you look at the moon, you follow the moon, then you're like a witch. And so that they believe that, and so the Christians put you inside that 29-day calendar and tell you on these Wednesdays you do this, and every Sunday you do this, and the Seventh-day Adventists do the same thing. Every Saturday you do this, and it's all toiling. It's all serving another deity, and so that's what it is. You guys, we're done. Okay.
Do you give the opportunity? You usually ask them if they had any questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Any questions? Oh, yeah. We didn't say that. Any questions? We're gonna give you guys 3 more minutes here, or I guess 5 more minutes. Any questions that you do have, if you want to ask the question, this is a great time to do it. And again, today, you guys hanged in there. And if you have a question and you want that question answered, go ahead and let us know while we're sitting here right now. Man, this was good.
This was excellent.
I think, so now I got to go back in and figure out how I can fool Gemini to tell me what midnight is. And because so the Gemini is going to obviously lie. But I'm going to look at that, the word midnight in the Hebrew
While
too.
you're doing that, I'm still talking about how it's important that we go back into the fundamental things of what was given to us. And the amenities is good, but when somebody controls the amenities that you didn't create, it's hard to function once you come out. So I encourage you guys to figure out ways that you're not so bogged down and enjoying the amenities of the system of Lucifer. Because we're enjoying let me put it this way. We enjoying the basic necessities that we have control over. And we're allowing the system to control it. And the basic necessities is managing our food supply. Every person is able to manage their food supply. And what happened is, as we were talking about earlier in the opening of the message, that they had dummied the system down so much that we can't even deal with the basic managing of our own food supply. And that's scary. Whether you're homeless, whether you're any of that, they have taken the basic necessity away from us as a people. And that's scary. So with that, you still can't get them.
Wait, no, no.
So with that, I'm just going over some things that, I got to teach my grandkids just the basic necessity. Just the basic necessity you should be able to know how to do. Like today, teaching them how to just till the ground, sow a seed so they could get a harvest, meaning show them how it looks to put a seed in the ground and see an actual fruit tree grow up out of it. Allow them to see and how easy it is. The thing is, it's so easy. And we have just come so accustomed to the basic necessities given to us that we no longer even want to till the ground, that he told us that he gave us every herb bearing seed on this planet. And there should be nobody, if anything, hungry based on that. And the only reason why, I'm gonna go with that, when they was out there and Yeshua was teaching and they didn't have no food, because they walked from their homes and they didn't have no supplies with them. They didn't know that they was gonna be, otherwise they would have been eaten. They was not in lack of food, but today we're in lack of food, and that should be concerning for everybody, because we did not deal with the basic necessity of tilling our own ground. Whew. No, these days is over. Because when the sixth trump come, we really gonna depend on that system to give us some food, the basic necessity. Not on this day.
I'm gonna get into it, but it means two different things. So.
Are you talking to me? Oh, you talking about you're not gonna do it right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It means two different things, and so we're still waiting as their questions come in, and then we're gonna end it here, you guys. So just whatever questions you got, I saw 4 of them come through, at least 4. But while they're still coming in, and we're gonna answer those in a few seconds. So I'm just looking at the word midnight, and you can say midnight. Midnight is the same word for midday as well. And again, these are not the word. And again, I have to go back because they didn't say midnight because it's not Hebrew word. So they added that in there. That's crazy. It's not even the word at midnight. It's not even Hebrew. So what was there?
That's right.
You see what I mean? What was there? That's how evil these people are.
I know. I was just thinking about something. I'm looking at you, And I started thinking about your grandmother on how she made sure she had chickens. And I just think about the basic necessities.
Yeah,
I mean, but when you think about, she didn't have a whole bunch of like big cows in her because her property was big.
No,
but,
we had 2.
But I'm just saying the basic necessity of the type of, to have chickens.
We always had about maybe only, I would say we averaged about 10, about 15 chickens. And we would get chickens for like $3 to $5. I never forgot it. A week. Then how we paid for the chickens is that we would go fishing and sell the fish to the market, and the market would buy it for about $20, whatever they were fishing for. So they'd come back with, now I'm looking back in hindsight, I always thought it was just tons of fish. In my eyes, I can recall probably about 50 pounds. And then they would sell it to the market. The market would give them north of $20. Then my grandpappy, he would go and he would buy the chickens. So you had to buy the chickens. And when he bought the chickens, he made the chicken coop, and then we would eat the eggs from the chicken.
Which is
we had the garden, so we had the corn, we had all the vegetables, so we didn't have to worry about that. We always had 2 to 3 pigs, okay, because you know that
because they did meat.
They did a meat thing, and we always had 1 cow.
That's what I'm saying.
There was only 1 cow, 1 cow a year. They'd feed the cow, the corn, and everything.
You eat off 1 cow for a whole year.
They would kill the cow right before Thanksgiving. And then during the winter, all that meat, they would hang it up we had a smokehouse, and they would hang it there, and we'll eat that meat all throughout the whole doggone year. It'll feed about 10, 15 people for the whole time. It was a lot of meat.
They based the type of, based on the family size.
Yeah, and then you had to buy the cow a couple $100. So that meant we had to do more fishing, okay? And then in between jobs, the granddads would do labor, work, something with labor to make extra money and then of course during that time, if they were stressed out, they would drink the moonshine, or they'll make the moonshine. And that was their time to say, you know what, women, leave me alone. I'm dealing with all these white, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm dealing with all these white people killing my family and stuff. And they try and take that pressure away.
Right.
So they would drink the moonshine, or we would go work in the sugarcane area, and then some of the family was in the sugarcane business, and so I remember working in the sugarcane fields, right? And we would go down there, and that's when they stole the sugarcane fields from our family. So I remember that. Okay, so we got here. Vicky said thank you. Okay, you're right. My grandmother taught us when I was a child. I have to go back to my ways, great grandmother, and it's called being self-sufficient. I guess that's it, guys. Everybody held on there. Again, we're going to continue this conversation, Matthew 23, 24 next week, and we're going to get into more of the Shabbat. So hopefully we're going to have some stories. We want to know who participated in the Shabbat. Again, that is about 5:45 this Tuesday coming in.
Which is Veterans Day.
Which is Veterans Day. And we didn't even talk about that.
We didn't even talk about that.
So it's actually on Veterans Day. Remember, the world's looking at Veterans Day around the world. They'll make the announcement on television, and that tells those who serve Satan that it's really the Shabbat. That's how they know.
And the banks are closed, I think, on Veterans Day. I don't even know what they
Veterans Day. They Lucifer's kids. That's what they get to do. So, but yeah, 5:30 p.m. is when we participate, from 5:30 to 5:30. That doesn't mean that we won't post nothing on social media on that day or that evening or anything like that. I'm just not giving my time to mingle with Satan's kid. With anything that's not a YAHUAH, I'm not going to do that. And then just rest and chill, meditate on his name, meditate on his ways, and that's what I'm going to do for that period of time. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, so if you got anything to do on that day, make sure it's all done before 5 p.m. Because you still could do everything you need to do.
You can do all your business, do everything. Make sure it's all done.
Before that 5 o'clock p.m. Yeah. So you're in home by the time the sun sets. Right, that's the key.
That's the key. That's to demonstrate your honor for him. So that's what you do. So if you guys want to know what to do, that's what you do. So anyway, I might come back on tomorrow night to actually go over
Just that day.
just that day. I'm going to talk about the Shabbat. I'll probably come on tomorrow night. Okay. All right, guys. Until next time, we love you.
Bye-bye.
There's no